This is your daily dose of all things royal. Welcome back, my gorgeous, good-looking friends. Oh my God, I think we've hit rock bottom. So, for the low price of $3,000, you can join Meghan Markle at this Australian retreat. So apparently, Meghan Markle will headline a weekend retreat hosted by the Her Best Life podcast, founded by Gemma O'Neil and Jackie O. Henderson in April. The Sydney event will be held during a visit to Australia by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, described by their office as a series of private, business, and philanthropic engagements. So I guess that means that this is not a bluff. Harry and Meghan are going to Australia. It says here the engagement was confirmed by Her Best Life podcast host O'Neil on Wednesday and comes after several local news outlets speculated about the rumored appearance. Henderson co-hosted the show alongside O'Neil until recently, when Henderson announced she would step away from the podcast in an episode that aired on February 3rd. The event will be held from April 17 to the 19th at the Intercontinental Sydney Coogee Beach. The price tag to attend? Well, early bird tickets start at an eye-watering $2,699 per person, while the VIP experience, which includes a group table photo with Meghan, for the low price of $3,199. Meghan will be the event's headline guest speaker. On the podcast episode where she announced the news, O'Neil revealed the event came together thanks to a mutual friend she shares with Meghan, who had connected her with Meghan's team. I feel so flattered because she's effectively doing this as a favor because of our mutual friend, and she's doing it because she really loves what our community is about, O'Neil said. O'Neil confirmed in Wednesday's episode that Henderson would not join her to interview the Duchess. I spoke to Jackie about it. This was a few months ago now, and I tried to beg her to come and do it. Or I tried to beg her to take over the event, and she was adamant. She said, "No, Gemma, you need to do this yourself. This is meant to be for you," O'Neil explained. Come on. I don't think Jackie wanted any part of this, because everybody knows anything that touches Meghan Markle ends up getting markled. Like, they really want us to believe that Meghan is just going to Australia and doing this as a favor because they have a mutual friend. Come on. Harry and Meghan's visit is the first time the couple has been in Australia since 2018. They will visit Sydney and Melbourne during the trip. Their children, Archie and little Betty, are not expected to accompany them on the journey. Quelle surprise. The event is described as a retreat for dynamic women, during which Meghan and O'Neil will talk about life, parenting, relationships, building a global business, and navigating a public persona. Does anybody know who this Gemma O'Neil is? I've never heard of her until this trip popped up. So apparently this woman O'Neil is uniquely positioned to explore those layers of Meghan's life. For more than a decade, this woman, Gemma O'Neil, was based in the U.S., working for Australian actress Nicole Kidman as both her assistant and later a creative executive at Kidman's production company, Blossom Films. Well, I'm not really sure how those two have anything in common, but okay. Returning to Australia, O'Neil worked briefly in radio again before moving into management and business development. She and Henderson, best known as Jackie O, are partners in Her Best Life podcast and its associated ventures. The Australian tour announcement comes a few days after Netflix confirmed it had withdrawn as a passive partner in Meghan's lifestyle brand, as ever, whatever. Now, I'm going to pause here for a second. I don't think Netflix was ever invested here. I think they just cut Meghan loose because they just don't know what to do with her anymore, because everything has been a colossal failure. The Sussexes' visit to Australia will come in the wake of another royal tour. King Frederick X and Queen Mary of Denmark will be here for a 6-day state visit from March 14, including stops in the Northern Territory, ACT, Victoria, and Tasmania. There is also persistent speculation that the Prince and Princess of Wales, from whom the Sussexes are notably estranged, are also planning a visit to Australia with their children later in 2026. The Sussexes last visited Australia in October of 2018. In his memoir, Spare, Prince Harry wrote about the intense reaction to his wife. Everywhere we went, enormous crowds turned out, and she didn't disappoint them. All across Australia, Tonga, Fiji, New Zealand, she dazzled.
One of the speakers that will be joining us in person on the weekend, I am beside myself about, because I have admired this woman and what she has endured, how she's risen above it, and how she has demonstrated how a woman can be pushed down. And you're all thinking, because I'm thinking the same thing, which is, how has Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, this incredible woman, gone from Oprah to talking on stage with just little old me, Gemma, in Sydney? So I'm going to explain how this has come about, because I think it's really important that you guys understand how this opportunity has come for our community.
Oh, looky here, an exclusive VIP goodie bag. Oh no, is Meghan going to be giving out portraits of herself again? This was when Meghan booked the Indianapolis Marriott downtown, but I don't think it was sold out though. You could tell that Meghan was really angry afterwards. Wow, how the mighty have fallen. At one point, Meghan was on top of the world, married into the most famous family, and now she is shilling for extra cash. I mean, a girls' weekend like no other. An unforgettable weekend for women ready to reconnect, recharge, and have some serious fun. Oh boy. Join us for an intimate luxury weekend by the ocean designed to bring women together for powerful conversations, relaxation, laughter, and unforgettable experiences. Set at the stunning Intercontinental Coogee Beach, this exclusive retreat brings the Her Best Life community to life through inspiring speakers, meaningful connection, and plenty of time to unwind and celebrate. But the best part? The highlight of the weekend will be an in-person conversation and gala dinner with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, an intimate gala like no other. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, is a mother, wife, entrepreneur, a humanitarian, recognized by Time and Vogue as one of the world's most influential women. Meghan remains a dedicated champion of mental health and the rights of women and girls. Oh my God, this woman is so nuts. She is desperate to recreate this royal life that she used to have that she threw away. For what? And you know what's really sad about this is that Meghan is putting on her own gala so she can get dressed up. Because, when the royals go on a tour, the host country always throws some type of banquet or dinner. I feel like Meghan is doing this to pretend that she's at some state banquet and dinner because she's not getting invited anywhere. For the low price of $3,100, this is your chance to step away from everyday life and spend a weekend focusing on connection, growth, joy, and celebration. I'm sorry, but spending it with Meghan is the last thing that I would want to be doing to just get away from everyday life. I would take a fork and poke my eyes out if I had to spend a weekend with this woman. Oh my God, what in the world is happening here? It truly is breathtaking to watch how far Meghan Markle has fallen, truly. And you can bet, and this is going to be my Vegas bet, on this podcast, this is going to be her opportunity to clap back at all of the stories that have been going around about Meghan and Harry in Australia in 2018. I will bet you that she will clap back about the hot tea being thrown on somebody at the governor's house. We're going to hear about going to Fiji and how she made the security cry. I mean, she's going to have her moment to clap back to all of this because that's what she does. Like, the one thing that I got to give Meghan Markle, she's definitely not a quitter. Definitely not. And I'm going to bet that in Meghan's warped little head, she's thinking, just wait and see. I can royal better than anybody else. And I guarantee she's thinking that she's going to show the royal family what they're missing. That's why she's putting on this gala. She's going to get dressed to the nines, look like a horrible hot mess, and think that the royals are going to be begging for her to come back. I truly believe that this is the way this woman thinks. Meghan doesn't realize that the more she keeps doing, the worse it's getting for her. Like, this just looks really sad and pathetic. And it's not going to do her any favors, in my opinion. You know, it's really unfortunate that Meghan can't understand that she will never be on top ever again. She had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to take her position and do some really amazing things, but she threw it all away. And now she's trying to get that back? It's never happening. To close this video out, let's go ahead and remember how Meghan Markle behaved when she was in Fiji. Today, we're going to look at the Fiji market incident. So apparently there was some type of drama that day where Kensington Palace had reported that Meghan had to cut short her visit there at the Suva market because of a security situation. And this is what we were fed here in the United States, and oh, poor Meghan and her unborn child needed to be rushed to safety. Then after the tour, news started to trickle out that the security guard that was on this trip had quit, and then also reports of seeing one of the aides sitting in the back seat of a car sobbing. So nobody really knew what really happened. But then fast forward, towards the end of 2020, Robert Lacey releases a book called Battle of the Brothers, in which he details what exactly happened at this market. So this is what Robert Lacey writes in his book about this event. When Meghan arrived to visit a marketplace in Suva, the capital of the 300-island archipelago, wearing a pretty pink dress and black ribbon wedges, not long into the 20-minute engagement, with scores of smiling, largely female market vendors waiting to greet her, Meghan bristled suddenly and insisted on leaving. I was there at the time, recalled the Daily Mail's royal editor Rebecca English, and witnessed Meghan turn and hiss at a member of her entourage, clearly incandescent with rage about something, and demand to leave. The market vendors were shocked and disappointed by Meghan's premature departure. It's such a shame, said one. We started preparing for the visit 3 weeks ago and had been meant to meet her, but she left without even saying hello. One member of the royal party later suggested a reason for Meghan's premature departure. The Duchess had taken offense apparently when she caught sight of promotional material advertising UN Women, an organization for which she had once done volunteer work, but with which she had since severed relationships. Meghan was not happy, it seemed, to discover that UN Women was involved in the Suva marketplace engagement, and she snapped when she saw the many posters and t-shirts advertising the organization, apparently blaming her staff for having landed her in the middle of all this branding. CCTV cameras captured the Duchess turning to speak to an aide in a way that made the younger woman's face blanch. So let's take a look at the video and see if this matches up. Let's look at these camera angles. Now you can see the full rudeness of Meghan Markle towards these people that were being so kind and generous to her. She clearly ignores and overlooks the shorter lady who was talking to her. Such a rude pig. Did you see how she dismissed her? I'm sure the woman felt her being passive-aggressive. You can tell that Meghan is pissed off. The arrogance of this woman, she's looking these two wonderful ladies up and down and then clenching her jaw because she's so pissed off. She's such a jerk.
in the pictures, because I've had a look at some of the pictures, and the crowd is there, they all seem to have their phones raised. They're keen to get a photo of her, and as you say, they kind of look, calm and friendly. Did she appear distressed at any point in all of this?
No, she didn't. Not at all. There was a moment in which there is video footage that was taken in which she has a terse conversation with one of her aides. The contents of that conversation is unknown, but no, she didn't appear distressed at all. She wasn't under any security threat. There wasn't a particular incident that had been prevented or anything like that. But it is a public place. It is a public.
As you can see, Meghan's not excited or even into being there, and she keeps looking at her team. So Meghan is not engaging on purpose, and you can see that she just wants to get it over with. She's then guided now to speak to this woman from UN Women. So let's look at different angles so you can get the full effect of Meghan's passive-aggressive rudeness. Look at how excited this woman is to talk to Meghan, and all Meghan can do is just stand there and look this woman up and down and not even engage with her. And you could tell that towards the end, this woman was definitely trying to have some type of conversation, but then she ends up finishing the conversation and shaking Meghan's hand. And you can see the smug look on Meghan's face. You can tell that she is on purpose not engaging, almost as if she's doing it to assert her superiority over this woman. When you look back at this footage and you pay attention to her team, you can see how tense they were. I totally believe that Meghan was a super bitch with them. So I think that was the woman that Meghan snapped at. And you can see her talking to Samantha Cohen. And it appears that she's pointing to the signage that you saw earlier in this footage. So you can see there's a bit of confusion and embarrassment, I would say. So I'm not surprised that she quit a few months later. Honestly, if I were her, I would have quit on that tour and I would have been out of there. It's sad to think that the palace covered up her nasty behavior by lying to the public, saying that they left due to security risk. And Meghan had the audacity to say that the palace didn't protect her. Who were protecting the staff members from Meghan? And all these people were so excited and waiting to meet the Duchess, and she couldn't even stay the allotted amount of time, which was 15 minutes. She had to leave in 7 minutes. Like, how disgusting and ungrateful this woman is. She deserves everything that she's getting now. No amount of rebranding or image management is going to save her. This is who the real Meghan Markle is, and the real Meghan Markle doesn't give a shit about anybody but herself. Look at how rude she's being. These two women are kindly guiding her over to a booth, and Meghan doesn't want any of it. So she ignores it and she continues to keep walking. And you can see that the two ladies look a little bit uncomfortable and are made to look like fools. And unfortunately, these two lovely ladies have enough class to allow this woman to treat them like dirt and say nothing. And all the times that Meghan did this to people, over and over. We saw it with the veterans. We saw it in Africa. We're seeing it here. Nobody stood up to Meghan and pushed back. And I think that's the problem when you have this level of superiority air because she married into the family and was a royal. How dare anybody talk back to her out of fear? And I think that says something. It shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't allow people to treat you disrespectfully. Doesn't matter if you're the president, royal. These people are not gods. Now, of course, after being guided, Meghan makes the time to stop by this one woman because she was giving her something. Obviously, Meghan loves to take free stuff, but also very disrespectful and dismissive of this woman as well. So she stops by and she gives Amy Pickerel the gifts that were given to her, and she goes to shake this woman's hand and doesn't even fully shake it as she's turning around, sort of just getting it over with to continue on. And she looks at her security guard with this look like, "Get me out of here now." Now, the one thing I'd like to point out here is that not once during this visit at the market did Meghan touch her bump and cradle it. Now, we have heard that the reason why that she did this was a protective gesture over the baby. You would think if Meghan had a real baby there, she would want to protect that baby from this alleged security risk, which also throws this theory out the window as a lie and shows what a fraud this woman is.
She was due in there about 15 minutes. She ended up being in there about 7 or 8 minutes.
I think my fascination with all of this is, how did the royal family allow this trash to enter into the institution? She certainly didn't have the qualifications to do the job. There's certainly truth behind those bullying reports. Look how stressed and angry her aides are. Look at how many people wanted to see her. Now the best that Meghan can do is these influencers that nobody's ever heard of and putting on these so-called lifestyle events. Pretty pathetic. I guarantee somehow, some way, anybody that purchases a so-called ticket is going to get ripped off. That's just my opinion. But what do you guys think? Definitely leave your thoughts below. As always, I will be back with more content. But until then, please be safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Such a fraud.